Well, hello and welcome. This is Misheard with Misheard Song Lyrics podcast, and we are now on season 4, episode 177. We're doing a second Phil Collins. I'll go on that in a bit, and it's his song "In the Air" or "In the Air Tonight," I guess. And the misheard song lyric is, "I can feel it coming in the air tonight, oh log." And then the correct lyrics is, "I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, oh log, oh Lord," whatever. But good song, lots of twists and turns on this. So buckle up those seatbelts because we're going to go into it. So I'm excited to again cover. This is the second Phil Collins Misheard song lyrics since season 4, episode 158. That was one that I aired back September 7th of 2022 with his duet with Philip Bailey, "Easy Lover," where we had some hear it as "Easy Llama" instead of "Lover." So "In the Air Tonight." It is the debut solo single by English drummer and singer-songwriter Phil Collins. It was released as the lead singer from his debut solo album called Face Value in January of 1981. Wow, that's many, many years ago. Collins co-produced "In the Air Tonight" with a Hugh Padgham, who became a frequent collaborator with him in the following years, and reached number 2 in the UK singles chart behind the posthumous release of John Levin's Woman. Woman, please let me explain. So it reached number 19 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the US, but reached number 2 on the rock track charts, later certified gold by the RIAA, representing about 500,000 copies sold at that time, which in the 80s, people had to buy those records or tapes or cassette tapes. They could not download, so that's pretty impressive. And many regard "In the Air Tonight" as one of Collins' best-known hits, also cited as his signature song. And it's, of course, especially famous when he has that drum break towards the end, which always surprises people that have never heard of this song before because it's genius that he did that. It's described as the quote-unquote sleekest, most melodramatic drum beat break in history and one of the 101 greatest drumming moments. And then in 2006, the song was ranked at number 35 in VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of the 80s. And then in 2021, it was listed at number 291 in Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Songs of All Time. So pretty impressive. So let's just delve into Mr. Phil Collins first, and we're going to jump in of what the song is about and the urban legend that came from it and so forth. So he was born Philip David Charles Collins, born on January 30th, 1951. So his birthday is coming up quick. And he's an English singer, musician, songwriter, record producer, and actor. He was the drummer and lead singer of the progressive rock band Genesis, which some love to call prog rock. Some of my friends that are prog rock lovers, so shout out to you. He also has a career as a solo performer. And between 1982 and 1990, Collins scored 3 UK and 7 US #1 singles as a solo artist. Very impressive. When he did work with Genesis, his work with other artists as well as his solo career, in total has had more US top 40 singles than any other artist during the 1980s. I did not know that until doing this episode. Okay, his most successful singles from the period include "In the Air Tonight," what we're talking today, "Against All Odds," ooh, "Take a Look at Me Now" from the movie as well, "One More Night," "Another Day in Paradise." He was born in West London. He played drums at the age of 5 and completed drama school training, which helped him secure various roles as a child actor, and his, I guess, first major role at age 13 as the Artful Dodger in the West End musical Oliver. So he has many facets. He then pursued a music career, joining Genesis in 1970 as their drummer and becoming lead singer in 1975 following the departure of then lead singer Peter Gabriel, who went on his own as well. And just to add in here, I took a short stint of drumming lessons, and I never realized how hard it is to sing and drum at the same time. So he is a musical genius, whether you love or hate Phil Collins. So just need to add that there. And then he began his successful solo career in 1980s, which actually was inspired by his marital breakdown and love of soul music. So again, we'll go into that in a bit. He released his first album, Face Value, which the song is from, in 1981. "Hello, I Must Be Going" in 1982. "No Jacket Required" 1985. I have that cassette tape still. And 1989's "But Seriously." He also is the only artist to perform at both Live Aid concerts. He also had an acting career. I remember him as a young child in Miami Vice, which I think this song has to be connected with Miami Vice because he even talks about Vice in there. So I'm guessing, and I think they used it in one of the Miami Vice episodes. If they did, they should have because it's perfect. And then he was in a film from 1988 called Buster. What he did really big is, did you know he got an Academy Award, an Oscar? He actually, in 1996, left Genesis to focus on solo work. So he was with Genesis, went on solo, came back to Genesis, but then left again because he worked on songs for Disney's Tarzan from 1999, and he received an Oscar for that, for Best Original Song, You'll Be in My Heart. You'll be in my heart. Good song. Like I said, he rejoined Genesis for their Turn It On Again tour in 2007. And then following a 5-year retirement to focus on his family life, he released an autobiography in 2016 and completed his Not Dead Yet tour in 2019. He then rejoined Genesis in 2020. I did not know that, for a second reunion tour ending in March of 2022, so just recently. His discography has 8 studio albums that have sold 33.5 million certified units in the US and an estimated 150 million records sold worldwide, making him one of the world's best-selling artists. He is also one of only 3 recording artists today, along with Mr. Sir Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson, who have sold over 100 million records, both as solo artists and separately as principal members of a band. Interesting. Let me list his many awards. So he has won 8 Grammy Awards, 6 Brit Awards, including winning Best British Male Artist 3 times, 2 Golden Globe Awards, 1 Academy Award, which I shared with, and a Disney Legend Award. He was also awarded 6 Ivor Novello Awards from the British Academy of Songwriters, Composers, and Authors, including the International Achievement Award. He also has his own Hollywood Walk of Fame back in 1999 and was inducted into Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2003 and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Genesis in 2010. He also has been recognized by music publications with inductions to the Modern Drummer Hall of Fame in 2012 and the Classic Drummer Hall of Fame in 2013. Woo! Lot to share, but he is a busy guy. So let's delve into what this song is about. Lots of twists and turns on this. So if you need to take a pen and paper to keep up, let me know. So I found an article, online article. It was back on June 2022. It's in grunge.com, written by Alison Matthias, and it was titled The Hidden Meaning of Phil Collins' In the Air Tonight. It states in that article that in a 2016 interview with Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show, Collins said, In the Air Tonight was fueled by his anger going through a difficult divorce with his first wife, Andrea Bertarelli. He says, I was just pissed off. I was angry going through a divorce, and there's obviously a lot of anger there, Collins told Fallon. So here is the lyrics that kind of fueled what will now be called the urban legend and what people thought it was about. Now, we now know, over and over, he has said it's just the anger he felt going through his first divorce. So the lyrics is, well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. I seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. Well, I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies. Well, the article then adds, Collins and Bertarelli divorced in 1980, and his ex-wife has since said that the song haunts her to this day, knowing that this song is about his anger of their divorce. She says, quote unquote, he made a lot of money singing about the breakup of our marriage and his heartbreak, and he's never stopped to consider my feelings or those of our children. All these years on, he's still playing the victim, Bertarelli told the Daily Mail. Okay, here's interesting. So remember I just read the drowning lyrics. There's an urban legend. Do you know about this? I did not know about it. So the urban legend was based on the lyrics of the song. The song was actually about an actual drowning incident in which someone who was close enough to save the victim did not help, while Collins was far off that could see it but could not help and looked on. And the rumors of this urban legend over time was that stories shared were that Collins was singing this song or wrote the song to kind of call out the guilty party. And apparently the guilty party was at one of his concerts, and he I guess shone a spotlight over them while he was singing this, which is really good shade and really good rumors and urban legend. But Collins has denied all of this. And then this urban legend became so famous that actually in a song by Eminem, his song Stan, he references it in his lyrics. And the lyrics in Stan is, you know that song by Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight? about the guy who could have saved the other guy from drowning, but didn't. Then Phil saw it. Then at a show, he found him. So it just took off for a life of its own. But apparently it's not about that. It is truly about his anger to his first wife, his now ex-wife, when they're going through a divorce. So there you go. Music video. Have you seen it lately? Oh my gosh. It's directed by Stuart Orme. It received a lot of airplay in MTV. I remember it. And it also, when the new cable channel at that time, MTV, launched back in August of 1981. So it definitely helped with their popularity. This video, so look it up on YouTube. It was originally put on YouTube back on May 11th, 2010. So 12, almost hitting 13 years this May. It has hit 257,870,000 views. That is crazy. So the music video starts with the photograph of Colin's face from this cover of his first solo album, Face Value, and it slowly fades until it fills the screen. The video then cuts to Colin sitting in an empty room at night. I think he is wearing a members only jacket, just FYI. And then he looks at his figure in the window, but on the second time he does, Collins gets to look up, but then he's shown walking to one door at the room. His face returns on the second chorus. He is then shown leaving the room and entering a halfway full of doors. The first one is locked, then the second one opens, and Collins sees himself look at the window with his own reflection. It's a lot of his face. Then there's doors. He opens. The third door is locked, but as the fourth one opens, the famous da-dun, 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 da-dun drum beat breaks in at 2 minutes and some seconds. And the viewers return to Collins' face again, but this time it's thermal cooling. So it's in this thermal cooling look, and it reverts to black and white. He sees his reflection on the window, which is briefly superimposed on the face, this time seen reflected in the water. Could it be about the reference of the drowning? I don't know. And then Collins recedes into the darkness, and the song repeats and fades. Genius. So if you haven't seen it, add to the 257 million views, because I have. And then in 1983, the music video was released on the home video Phil Collins, available on VHS and Laserdisc, which received a Grammy nomination for the best video short form. Wow, a lot to unpack here. So one of the things I do want to add before we end this is that this song has been used many times, but famously was used on a soundtrack for the 1983 music Risky Business, and plays when the characters played by Tom Cruise and Rebecca De Mornay have sex on a subway train. So there you go. Keep singing those songs wrong, and we'll talk to you then. Bye.